Many people have dream destinations in Europe, places where they imagine building a story. Some seek the cultural vibrancy of majestic nations, while others aspire to a serene refuge and a connection with nature. Believe it or not, there is such a place in Europe with only 5.5 million inhabitants. A small territory that is part of the European Union but maintains its tranquility. A kind of refuge from the hustle and bustle of world politics. I'm referring to Slovakia, a country with an area of only 49,000 square kilometers and, they say, home to some of the most beautiful women on the continent. And oh, before you get too excited to research, remember to subscribe to the channel and click the like button, okay? It's common for Slovakia to be mistaken for its southern neighbor, Slovenia. This confusion can complicate document or package shipments due to typing errors. Slovaks resent it when their nation is mistakenly mentioned. Imagine meeting a Slovak and confusing their origin with Slovenia or the Czech Republic. They feel that this erases their identity as Slovaks. Located in the heart of Europe, Slovakia is surrounded by renowned countries. While some label it as an Eastern European nation, Slovaks prefer Central Europe. They see themselves more connected to Western culture. The situation is reminiscent of Belarus, where part of the population identifies with the East and Russia, while others feel closer to Western culture. Fortunately, Slovaks are part of the European Union. This grants them the freedom to explore various European countries and enjoy the benefits of the EU. Residents in Slovakia have access to the Schengen area, making travel to neighboring countries like the Czech Republic, Austria, Hungary, and Poland easier. And if you're thinking of establishing yourself there, the country's compact territorial size shouldn't be a concern. Slovakia has an ace up its sleeve, Bratislava. Located in the west of the country, the capital is home to many. Its proximity to Vienna, the capital of Austria, is an advantage, less than an hour away by car or train. With regular trains between the two capitals and a breathtaking European landscape, there's much to explore. Traveling by train is one of the most serene ways to get to know a place. In compact European nations like Slovakia, this mode of travel is highly valued. Trains allow travelers to move between cities and borders without the stress of flights. It's common, for example, to find Bratislava's train station bustling with travelers. However, for those coming from more distant continents, arriving in Slovakia by plane is recommended. And, of course, for a smooth entry into the country, the Schengen visa is essential, as the country is part of the European Union. Being a close neighbor to various European countries, Slovakia welcomes numerous tourists from its region. During the summer, its streets are vibrant, and the locals exude joy. But one detail: for those dreaming of ocean beaches, Slovakia may not be the ideal destination. However, the lack of the sea doesn't discourage the Slovaks, who delight in the banks of the Danube River, particularly in Bratislava. In addition to being a refuge for residents of neighboring cities, the Danube has become a summer tourist attraction in Slovakia, attracting curious glances. However, if a life without ocean beaches is unthinkable for you, perhaps Slovakia and some Central European nations may not align with your taste. But don't be deceived. Slovakia's rich border geography allows for a diverse cultural tapestry. Imagine, for example, that as you explore eastern Slovakia, you will notice Russian, Ukrainian, and Polish cultural nuances. While in the south, it will be easy to identify Hungarian influences among the locals. It's a cultural mosaic within a single nation. The Danube River, which flows near the southern border of Slovakia, is not just a local hangout for residents. It has become a tourist highlight, especially in the summer, attracting numerous visitors. However, if you're an ocean enthusiast, you might find that Slovakia and other destinations in Central Europe don't align with your preferences. And here's an interesting fact. Thanks to its strategic location, Slovakia shares borders with various countries, allowing for a rich cultural blend. Exploring the east, you'll notice the presence of Russian, Ukrainian, and Polish influences. And if your journey takes you to the south, you'll feel the Hungarian aroma in the air. However, the most beautiful part of all this, regardless of cultural influences, peaceful coexistence prevails. The sense of Slovak identity is strong and unifying. Many would say that Slovaks are among the most patriotic people in Europe. Perhaps it's due to Slovakia's central geographical position, which has preserved its rich historical tapestry. There, you'll be greeted by majestic castles and medieval architecture that evoke the past. In addition to the rich historical heritage, vast expanses of Slovakia remain covered in untouched forests, making it one of the last refuges for wildlife in Europe. The pure, oxygen-rich air is just a bonus in a country where wolves and bears still roam freely. Its cities, though modern, have a charming atmosphere reminiscent of ancient times. Instead of modern skyscrapers, the architecture is more traditional, reflecting influences from all over Europe. It's worth noting that in 1993, Slovakia declared its independence and in 2004, joined the European Union, adopting the euro. Slovak is the predominant language, but in regions like the East and South, don't be surprised to hear Russian and Hungarian, respectively. Young people in Slovakia often speak English, which makes socializing easier. However, to fully understand the culture and official signs, it is useful to learn Slovak. Religion does not have a dominant presence in the country. Despite having many churches, they are often more of a tourist attraction than a place of devotion. Out of a population of around 5.5 million, approximately 3.5 million identify as Christians, but many are not particularly religious or follow other beliefs. If you're curious about the cost of living, the minimum wage is 700 euros, typically for jobs like waiters or administrative assistants. The average salary ranges between 1,300 and 2,000 euros. Teachers earn around 1,400 euros, while engineers can expect around 1,500 euros. Doctors, on the other hand, can earn over 2,500 euros. Rent for a 2- or 3-bedroom apartment ranges from 600 to 900 euros. Slovakia is notable for its automotive industry, hosting factories of major companies like Volkswagen, Peugeot, Kia, and Land Rover. This attracts mechanical and electrical engineers from around the world, as the job market in the field is quite promising. If you're thinking about moving to Europe and choose Slovakia as your destination, you may even consider putting down roots there, perhaps even getting married. The country has a diverse population, with around 3 million women and just over 2 million men, showing a slight gender imbalance in the population ratio. In summary, in Slovakia, you'll notice that the female presence is more visible than the male presence on the streets. Furthermore, the beauty of the local women is often highlighted, thanks to a genetic blend that combines influences from Russia, Hungary, Poland, and Austria. This results in a diverse population, where it's common to encounter tall people with various eye colors and fair skin. When it comes to hospitality, Slovaks are extremely welcoming. If you approach a group of strangers, you're likely to be greeted with smiles and a friendly atmosphere. The life expectancy for women is around 80 years, while men generally live to about 73. The capital, Bratislava, is charming and filled with bronze statues that add a special touch to the city. The cleanliness of the streets also stands out, especially in places like squares and train stations. At night, the historic center lights up with the presence of street musicians who often expect a small contribution in euros if you enjoy their performance. Local cuisine has a special highlight with soups, often served inside edible bread. An interesting feature of the local sports culture is the love for ice hockey. Although not a dominant sport in Europe, it's taken very seriously in Slovakia, with festivals and a strong presence in international competitions. And yes, during the games, be prepared for an enthusiastic atmosphere, as Slovaks love to celebrate with some drinks. In summary, Slovakia is a friendly and welcoming country, with a rich cultural tapestry and a disposition for peace and harmony. If you're thinking of visiting a place with beautiful women and a welcoming culture, consider Slovakia as your next destination. Leave a comment letting me know if this is a place you'd like to visit. Until next time.